this fucking video.
I'm sorry. So, if you have to think that the man coming over is...
So one day, I was recommended by YouTube a video from Odysseus about the link between people on the autism spectrum and Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't even play Sonic the Hedgehog, but I thought I'd check it out anyway, as it's something I've noticed subconsciously as well. In short, it was a well-researched video that made some very solid and interesting points about the media people with autism tend to gravitate towards. But then it got me thinking, doesn't Transformers have a lot of fans on the spectrum? Ah yes, the phenomenon that cemented itself as a staple of 80s pop culture whose origins trace back to the fallout of the 1970s giant robot boom in Japan. The Transformers has become so seminal that both its presence and influence are felt to this very day. I could go on an entire tangent on how Transformers have helped shape media as we know it, plus all the various changes it went through in different times. But we're not here for that. To start things off, I would explain what autism actually is, but I want to go over what it isn't, as there are a lot of misconceptions of what autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, encapsulates. First off, to make this clear, autism is not a disease. People have called it such, but that implies autism is something that can be cured when it isn't, as it's entirely rooted in genetics. And especially not vaccines, because what in the fuck? Autism is also not to be confused with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD for short. Granted, they're both variations of neurodivergence, and in fact, people can have both. There's plenty of subtle differences, but a major example is that while those with ADHD may have a hard time focusing on certain tasks, those with autism can focus with ease. People with ADHD may be fond of change, whereas autistics may prefer familiarity. Those are just a couple of examples that can have varying degrees, however. That's why it's called a spectrum. And no, autism is not the key to human evolution, Shane Black. But what autism is, rather, according to the National Institute of Mental Health, is a neurological and developmental disorder that affects how people interact with others, communicate, learn, and behave to various degrees. Again, that's why it's called the spectrum. Autism traits may include, but aren't limited to, difficulties in communication, mental symptoms that could affect performance and functionality in school, work, etc., and especially having what some may call a special interest. A hobby that may come off as peculiar or oddly specific to the average neurotypical, but in actuality is the lifeblood of that individual in that they eat, sleep, breathe, live, and die on things that bring them not only joy and happiness, but comfort. It can be video games, building model kits, collecting buttons, bottle caps, what have you. Transformers was an effective pastime for many of us, as we escaped into a world where robots that can turn into cars just beat the crap out of each other in an intergalactic civil war. But what was it about the conflict between the Autobots and Decepticons that was so alluring to those on the spectrum? Let us begin with the very idea of a Transformer, the toy, which I will use to describe sensory appeal. So, a Transformer functions as three toys in one. You have the robot, and you have its disguise. But in between, the transformation, which is what these toys purely emphasize. I mean, they're called Transformers, after all. But when you really get down to it, Transformers are really just glorified fidget toys that you can change back and forth at will whenever you want. Many neurodivergents will find puzzles to be appealing, and that's basically what this is. You have to move various shapes in the right spots in different configurations, hope you don't accidentally summon Pinhead, and the result is a complete figure at either end. Studies have shown that people with autism find an interest in various patterns and a desire to understand how certain mechanisms and functions work. It's not so much the character that draws us in, but rather how they transform. Okay, the character does play a part, but I'll get to that. In shows like Galaxy Force and Animated, they have full-on transformation sequences that show you basically every step. Obviously, it's Hasbro and Takara telling you how cool their toys are, but don't get me wrong, it's sick, and it works. And of course, I can't go over sensory appeal without mentioning what's probably the most iconic audio stim of all time. Don't get me started on triple changers, quadruple changers, six changers, and so forth, cause it's the same appeal of the transformation, but on steroids. Like, Astro Train has peak autistic appeal. Don't think anyone was ready for a robot that could turn into a train and a space shuttle. And when I found out about Six Shot, I claimed him as my favorite Transformer for a good while. And that's another thing that makes Transformers so interesting, and it's that each one is so unique in their own way. Hardly are two Transformers ever the same. Even if it's any of the Datsuns or Seekers, they always find a way to stand out, thus providing a different kind of sensory stimuli. Transformers has covered a vast array of alternate forms to where there's a Transformer for pretty much anything, for pretty much anyone. If you like sports cars, you may find yourself liking one of the Lamborghinis like Sideswipe or Sunstreaker. Oh, you like jets? How about Starscream or any one of his many repaints? Construction vehicles, military vehicles, dinosaurs, tape decks, microscopes? A gun? If it exists, it's probably gotten a Transformer toy made out of it. Even a toaster. Studio Series Dickbot when. Another thing that makes these characters such a big draw is their colors. As already established, Transformers is a whole universe full of different kinds of robots. Going back to the Seekers, even though they all share the same body and jet mode, not everyone is gonna have Starscream be their favorite, despite him being the one in the forefront. I've seen plenty of people say Thundercracker or Skywarp is their favorite, and all for good reason. Partly because of their color schemes. Let's take Optimus Prime for example. A red truck which complements both his strength as a leader and his compassion for living things. He has blue to coincide with his desire for peace and display his authority. These also happen to be complementary colors, which in turn makes for a very visually appealing design with a lot of meaning behind it. Let's look at Megatron, a towering silver robot as if to evoke a future of a technological uprising under his rule. Bumblebee, a small yellow car who brings hope and courage. Soundwave's blues signify his loyalty to his cause. Shockwave's purples are tied to his mysteriousness and unpredictability. Starscream's colorful appearance makes him look like a jester. The grays, reds, and golds on Grimlock symbolize his primal tendencies, his fury and king status amongst the Dinobots. You know what? Let's not go into the popular guys. Let's go over some oddballs real quick. How about the Predacon Torka? This quadruped orca with tusks using navy that conveys his subtle calmness and his beastly visage brought out by tan. Or how about a random character like Dragotron? Not Prime Predaking, Dragotron from Transformers Go. The black and red gives him this look of fire and brimstone, which only further complements his dragon motif as the touches of gold add to his royal appearance. Here's Cindersaur, a pyromaniac who's canonically dumb given by his dumpy proportions, but look at him. The mix of purple and yellow work in this design so well as they can stand for bladder cancer awareness. You can apply color theory to pretty much anyone and you'll get an idea of what they're about, whether or not you've seen any of the cartoons, read the comics, or experienced any of the movies. That's another thing that makes it all attractive, and it's the accessibility of Transformers. Like what Bumblebee does to Ravage and Revenge of the Fallen, there's more than one way to engage with the franchise, and there's no wrong way either. Okay, maybe except KISS players. You can even get into the predecessors of Transformers like Diaclone and micro change and still qualify as a fan. Here's a question, would watching the Brave series make you a Transformers fan? So being into Transformers and by extension, Transformers collecting may seem like a niche and interesting hobby, but like what I said before about autistic individuals developing special interests and how the world of Transformers is so vast, it gets deeper, and I mean deep. But I want to talk about my personal experience with getting into Transformers. And that is thanks to the 2007 live-action film. As many of us know, the first live-action Transformers movie is a cinematic landmark, as it pushed the capabilities of visual effects, sound design, and just the presentation of a sci-fi action blockbuster in general. So imagine a 7-year-old autistic child, which would be me in this case, experiencing this for the first time ever. Needless to say, this movie is a prime
oh my god, bro.
example of sensory overload, but in a good way. How good? Well, it remains to be the one movie I've seen the most times in theaters, which is 7. Oh hey, like Sector 7. I was utterly drawn to the world and its characters. I was invested in the relationship between Sam and the Autobots, and I was so deeply curious about this interstellar conflict between two sides of Cybertronians. I had this itching desire to know more, so after my dad took my brothers and I to see it opening night, I went on his computer the next morning and researched all I could about the Transformers. It was when I found out about Generation 1, learned that there were entire comic books, and there were way more characters than what I've just seen in the movie. So aside from Transformers being just souped up fidget cubes,
Before time began, there was the cube.
with standout sensory appeals being their designs and what they turned into, these were fully written characters who had their own stories to tell. These aren't just big war robots, they're people like us. They all come from different backgrounds, have different personalities, and experience all kinds of growth. In hard times, especially during the turmoil that something like war would bring, we wound up revealing a lot about ourselves as our responses end up shaping who we are and who we will become. Fiction, while it's an escape from reality, is a reflection of that reality. Many autistics don't quite relate to the real world as much as others do with the social challenges they may deal with. Obviously, we're all capable of forming human connection, yes, but it's thanks to stuff like this where we can understand the capacity in which people can strive for. We can understand troubles that some people may endure. The feelings of companionship and isolation are ideas that those on the spectrum can heavily relate to. A lot of these characters are fighting their own battles in a way. We also find out through this kind of media consumption that the world kinda sucks. It can be ruthless and unforgiving, but it also teaches us that we have the strength to overcome it no matter what comes our way. It goes to show why certain Transformers shows like Beast Wars are considered to be the best of the best in this regard, and how characters like Dinobot are huge fan favorites. Many neurodivergents have an interest in things like history and art, and when you have something like Transformers that combines the two, okay, maybe not like that, it just becomes so much more appealing in how it ends up echoing the real world to the point where this entire mythos of giant transforming robots can become a vessel for understanding it and teaching us to embrace it. And this brings me to one vital component that just makes Transformers feel so real, and that's the human element. Most Transformers media will follow a human protagonist, whether it's the cast of Master Force, the various gangs from the Unicron trilogy, or Sam Witwicky. There's little fleshlings whose purpose is to ground these overly fantastical machines in ways that humanize them. These are characters who help us relate to them, and sometimes, like with Sam Witwicky, we end up growing with the human characters. Kobe and Lori from Transformers Cybertron start off as this bickering duo that ends up getting married at the end of the series. And other times, these characters end up indirectly bestowing wisdom onto the robots. Remember when I said Six-Shot was my favorite Transformer for some time? Not only is he a
What goes on in the Unicron trilogy? Holy shit.
Also, he's a ninja.
He's also the leader of his own subgroup of Decepticons, who actually kills a major Transformer. But upon realizing what he's truly been fighting for
Grand
thanks to
Galvatron.
Galvatron's absurd greed and Scorponok's untrusting insanity, Six-Shot actually ends up being one of the handful of Transformers over the years who ends up defecting from the Decepticons. Yeah, the all-powerful one Decepticon army of a killing machine who has a sense of clarity and befriends Daniel of all people, even going out of his way to protect him on multiple occasions. And in leaving the Decepticons and helping the Autobots, Six-Shot becomes essentially a Ronin, a lone wolf who goes about on his own terms and leaves the war as the side he once fought for meets its downfall. And because of this, he's earned the nickname Uncle Six-Shot. I think it's safe to say that if it weren't for Daniel, Six-Shot probably would have been scrap metal before the end of Headmasters. And all of this drives home the main idea of what Transformers is truly about at its core: coexistence. Not just people on the spectrum, but people with a form of neurodivergence as a whole tend to feel excluded from certain moments in life. We end up feeling alien, and while not quite explicitly, we can feel shunned by society for being, quote, not normal. And seeing a whole fiction that emphasizes alien robots trying to fit into society, we can't help but really connect with that. And obviously, this isn't limited to just neurodivergence. People of different races, nationalities, and genders can see a part of themselves within this great mythos. It also helps that a lot of the Transformers treat each other like family. The Autobots have always had that vibe to them, as Optimus has always been interpreted as this cool dad or uncle that you can't help but love. And this even goes into the opposition to an extent, even if everyone is just roommates who hate each other. These warriors from Cybertron and their human companions show us that we are better and stronger than we think, and that the connections we form as a species are limitless. Well, that took way longer than I expected. Guess that's just what happens when you ramble about your interests. So yeah, we like it when the colorful robots spout their philosophies, change, and go puke. But for anyone who enjoys anything related to giant robots, especially stories about found family, growth, and maturity, I would like to recommend Titania's Book 1, Rise of the Titans, written by yours truly.
Buy my book. Buy my book before it's too late, people.
One could even say it's a Titan class of a book. I'll see myself out. Thank you guys for watching. Want to shout out my channel members and...
No, that surprise fucking feed poll. I'm gonna play fighting. You wanna play fighting? I'm gonna basement. The fuck is Fortnite Ballistic Quest? What the shit is Fortnite doing? So this one, There we go. Finally. Free at last. Ah.
Let's look at that.
I find it crazy how my YouTube feed was just fucking calling me out, bro.
Who are you playing with?
No one. I am playing the game.
You are alone.
Five night. Oh! 13 times, let's go. Fortnite Among Us. What? Shit, man. Oh god. Why? You really had to give me back shots, eh? I missed every shot, I'm killing myself. You aren't even fighting back, what is... Poor soul! Oh gosh.
Nice.
Leave me alone! I fucking hate banhammers. Leave me alone, damn it! I have the most. Never mind. fuck you. Who do I sneak attack? Ow. Oh, what the shit? Perfect. Oh, fuck. Ooh. Again. Time for me to absolutely fucking throw this round and die. Oh, what the shit? Oh, dang. Hey, I love you, Substates mains. I love you, Holy fuck, 7 kills back at holy fuck, 2 7-kill people. I missed every shot. I'm going to kill myself. It's probably my favorite team out here in this game, probably. Come here, come here. Skateboards. And vine staffs. Oh, fuck it. I fucking see you. Oh shit. couldn't do anything else. Fuck my life. Oh gosh. Dude, the freaking... Oh god, what was I supposed to do? Five, eight. Jeez. Oh. Oh. I haven't done dogged D. I'm gonna... Shit. Oh fuck. Oh, okay, no, for me. Boom. Boom. Okay, get the fuck out. Okay. Why are you at a... Damn, okay. I see how it is. God. Fucking leave us alone, man. Banhammer, get off your crack cocaine. This is our spawn point, damn it. Not me getting cooked, but a fucking cut. Oh, this banhammer. Oh, this fucking banhammer. Oh, this fucking banhammer. This fucking... Fuck. I need a kill. And I need to get the fuck out! This... Damn. This guy's actually going crazy. What the shit? Finally. Ooh. Did I put in? He's getting out. Nine. 4-0. When I do the fights in the used to be fucking Zine fight. Dirty fucking Zine stuff, I will get you. Oh my gosh, I just got stunned. Okay, never mind, okay, you win this time. I'm going to stop because privacy of the people. Yippee.